What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roxy music. And we're returning to the 1974 album Country Life. Thank you again to Seb for sharing Roxy music and much else. And we're up to a track called 3 and 9. I don't quite know what to make of it. It's not a phrase I've heard, or at least I can't think of any reference that I'm familiar with, so ultimately it's two numbers put together, and I suppose one is a factor of the other, which is to say 3 is a factor of 9, but I don't quite know if there is a particular meaning to it. I'm not privy to it in advance, so I'll just have to try to catch what I can. What's the thought, Luca? Is it going to be the lap or the chair? These are deep considerations she's making at this point. I believe the lap is going to win out. So let's listen. This is Roxy music, and the tune is called 3 and 9, and it's from their 1974 album Country Life. Harmonica in there?
Show you any fantasy, party-colored pictures, now and then 3D, no cheap nostalgia, conjured up by me.
I love that drum fill.
Show me some new ways I'll carry on with the making out of playing out 3 and 9, 8, 12.
They do.
I've a dozen reasons lying on the shelf. No point pretending change is here to stay. 3 and 9 to 45 decimal moments. If you want to centigrade, you stand a sporting chance. So special, you're a misfit too. Why must they interfere in everything we do? Should we play safe now or go all the way? 6 and 2, 3's now, or I cannot say.
What a sonic feast that was. So to focus on the sonics first, Of course, that harmonica is one of the main standout features. It just has that old style country swagger. I love the saxophone solo. That's probably my favorite part, but that's because I'm very partial to a good saxophone part, and that really stood out as well. Definitely a bit of electric guitar in there and sort of a bluesy vein. I think there was some keyboard work as well, and then at the end, that like flute type melody really stuck out. It was like this very spacious and encompassing sonic layer, melodic layer, but I don't know if it was a true flute or whether that was like a keyboard in a woodwind type of kit, but either way, a lot of good sonics on the track. And yes, Fairy's voice just has that charismatic quality. It's one of those unique voices, you'd never confuse it for anyone else once you've heard it a few times. And yes, the lyrics I'm less certain about, but definitely there's a contrast between the old times, the way things used to be. I think even the backwoods was mentioned, which is, you know, the opposite of a modern city. And then saying like something about if you stand still, what was it, like you disintegrate? I forget exactly what the line was, but it seems on some level that there's concepts related to the passage of time, the way things used to be versus the way they are, things in an earlier, like a more primitive state, shall we say, versus what they can become. But maybe there's a bit of like Faustian quality to it, the idea that, yeah, things can develop, but when they do, that means the old things get swept away, even things that are sympathetic and people that aren't able to change over time. So I don't know if that's really the essence of some of the lines, but that's where my brain was going with the tidbits I heard. Then there was the part about like, what was it, you're strange too and I'm odd. I forget exactly what the phrasing was, but it seemed to suggest that like they felt like they were fish out of water, or the narrator is saying that, you know, we don't think or evolve or fit in with what other people do and what other people are. So again, maybe a contrast between the way things were, the way things are on a personal, like human level, and then ultimately the different mathematical, you know, 3 and 9 make 12, we're talking about addition, but then there was something about like 4 and 5, which 4 and 5 together make 9, so I don't really know where all that fits in either, but I'm curious the way that there seem to be similar thematic threads running through the different lyrical tidbits that seem to be, at least in some sense, separate, but they seem to maybe share some themes, so I'll be curious to know what people have to say about that. Do let me know. And ultimately, I may end this video sitting in this chair so that I don't have to get, or make Luca get up before I do my next video. So let me know what you think of this, and I will see you next time. Peace!